Welcome to my channel and my new video. And if you are into watch related content, please subscribe. Thank you. Today on a review and how-to tutorial video, I have the Casio vintage line watch, the AQ800. Definitely unusual watch for this modern day and age. But I guess it goes with modern trends of going back to vintage. Casio always had these lines with simple watches. Now, it may be a powerful and ambitious statement, but I believe the Casio is #1 watch brand because of the versatile watches it offers. This particular watch is old school throughout the whole package. The bracelet, dial with square grid lining, small markers and small hands, and for top jewel in the crown, it has a digital module beneath the main analog display. I have seen these watches coming back in trend and I think it's great. Also, a data bank and calculator watches are coming back and it's fun era of watchmaking in general. Going back vintage is not only Casio's thing. We have seen a Swiss industry reviving its old and cool models. Back to this AQ800. The watch is simple to use, has simple operations and functions. Basically tells the time with few gems added to the module. Band and the clasp are retro with Casio's trusted mechanism. Watch is very light and it suits my 7-inch wrist very well. It offers time, date, secondary time zone, alarm, hourly time signal and a stopwatch. All simple, but it's all there. And with battery life of 3 years, it will be just enough to zone out of the vintage and small Casio watch wearing trend. That was my take on style, design and functionality of this cool unisex watch. Now let's move on to tutorial part of this video. Setting the time and date on this watch, I'm gonna split into, let's call it parts of the video. First part is setting the time and the second part is setting the date. First of all, I have to set my subdial over here to the correct form. Remember that this video is about setting your digital time over here, and there will be also a video on my channel where you can see how to sync your the analog time to your digital time. Nevertheless, let's get started. Now we have our time shown over here, and let me see what's the time currently. Okay, now the time is ticking. Whilst there, press and hold this button for at least 2 seconds until you hear the beep. And we have our seconds flashing, as you can see. Now we cannot set the exact value of seconds, but what you can do is reset that value to 0 simply by pressing this button over here, and as you can see it's reset to 0. Next up, press the upper button once and we move on to setting our hour value. As you can see, number 13 is flashing. Now to get it to correct time, press this button and it will shuffle to your time value. In my time zone, it is currently 13 o'clock and I'm gonna get it back to 13 o'clock. And there it is. Next up, press again once this button and the flashing moves on to the minutes value. As you can see, it's flashing number 4. In my time zone, it's 13 o'clock and 57 minutes. So I'm gonna press this button, as you can see, in increments of 1, and it's changing the value. To engage the fast scroll, simply press and hold it. And as you can see, it's rotating very fast. I'm gonna get it to 58 in this case. Next up, again, press this button over here. And we are in the time format or 12 or 24 hour time format setting. To shuffle between 12 or 24 hour time format, you press this button over here. I'm gonna leave it at 24 hour time format. Press the mode button, press the adjust button once again, and as you can see, we have now implemented the settings. When there is nothing flashing on the screen, it indicates that we have set our time. To set our date, again, press the mode button once, and whilst you are in the date mode over here, so you have your date shown over here, press the upper button until you hear the beep, and we have our number 7 flashing. 7 is our month value, so currently it stands for July, but currently it is November, and I'm gonna press this button until I get it to number 11, which corresponds to November. Next up, press the upper button once, and we are in the mode of setting our day value. As you can see, it's flashing number 4, but today is November the 2nd, and I'm gonna press this button until I get it to number 2. Press and hold engages fast rotation. So November the 2nd. Next up, press the upper button once again, and we move on to day of the week or language that is currently. Today is Wednesday, it's correct, but I can shuffle it by pressing this button through all of the days. I'm gonna get it back to Wednesday. Then once I've set it, I'm gonna press this button over here, and once the flashing has stopped, it means that I have set my date. And with that, I have set my time and date. And I'm gonna show you how to sync your analog time to your digital time. Previously on my video, I have set my digital time over here. And let's see what's the time. It is 14 o'clock and 1 minute. The upper analog dial shows that it is 10 o'clock and 2 minutes. Now, to set it to correspond to your digital time, which is your, let's call it, main time, I'm gonna press this button over here, which is pretty hard to press, but I have a pen over here. Let's try. And there it is. When I press it once, it changes in increments of 20 seconds. When I press and hold it, it engages the fast rotation, and I'm gonna hold it until I get it to 14 o'clock and 2 minutes. Now I have successfully synced my analog and digital time. Maybe even went a little bit too far, but nevertheless you get the point. The alarm mode on the AQ800. Now this watch has the daily alarm and the hourly time signal. But first of all, let's enter the alarm mode. All those modes you have to see or you can only see in this digital subdial. So I will zoom in for you, and hopefully you'll see it. Now press the mode button once, twice, and we are in the alarm mode. Now we have our alarm value indicated over here. So let's set our alarm. I'm gonna set the time for my alarm. As you can see, there are 3 zeros. That it means that the currently alarm is at midnight. But I'm gonna press and hold this button over here till I hear the beep, and we have our first 0 flashing, which means that we are in the position of setting our alarm value. I'm gonna press this button over here to change the alarm value. Let's say I want my alarm to be exactly at 12 o'clock. Once I'm done, I'm gonna press the upper button once, and the flashing moves on to minutes and tenths of our minutes. Pressing this button will move it up or down, but I'm not gonna touch it because I want my alarm exactly at 12 o'clock. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna press the upper button once again, and the flashing moves on to the second 0. Now we are in the ones of setting our minutes. So minutes, ones digit. Next up, I'm gonna press the same button once again, and now, as you can see, it's flashing this logo over here. This means that we are turning on our hourly time signal and alarm on. When they are both of them shown, it means that both of them are on. Shuffling is done by pressing this button over here. So right now both are off. We have now alarm only on, pressing it again, only hourly time signal. So the bell is for the hourly time signal, and these arrows over here indicate the alarm that is on. So pressing this button shuffles between both on, both off, alarm only, and hourly time signal only. I'm gonna leave them off, and to implement the settings, simply press the button to get it back to your standard timekeeping mode. And those are the basics of the alarm mode on this watch. Dual time mode. The dual time mode lets you see the current time in another time zone, different from the time on your main screen. So let's enter the dual time mode. Again, it will be shown over here. So let's go, press and hold once. Sorry, not press and hold, just press once, twice, 3 times, and we are in your dual time. And it's indicated by DL over here. How to set our time in our dual, dual time zone? Well, whilst in the dual time mode, press and hold the upper button, and the watch beeps. Now we are in the position of setting our hour value, and it is done by pressing this button over here. Let's say that my time in secondary time zone is 10 o'clock and 12 minutes. I've set my hour value. I'm gonna press the upper button, and I'm setting my minutes value. I'm gonna press this button until I get to the desired time in my secondary time zone. Once I've set my minutes, I'm gonna press the upper button, and again we are in the position of setting our 12 or 24-hour time format. That is shuffled by pressing this button over here between 12 or 24-hour time format. I'm gonna leave it at 24-hour time format. Press the upper button once again, and we have implemented our settings. And those are the basics of our dual time mode on the AQ800. Stopwatch mode on the AQ800. First of all, let's enter the stopwatch mode. That is done from the standard timekeeping mode by pressing the mode button once, twice, three times, 4 times, and when there are zeros over here, it means that we are in the stopwatch mode, and it's also indicated by this ST over here. Now, to operate the stopwatch, press the upper button to start it, same button to stop it, resume it, stop it, and press and hold this button for 2 seconds to reset the value. And short and simple, those are the stopwatch operations on this watch. Thank you very much for watching. That was another review and tutorial video on my channel. And if you are into watch related content, please subscribe. So thank you.